Hello, everyone. We continue the session. Uh, this session is about a really important issue. It's about maybe this is, but this issue is really linked and in correlation with afforestation. Uh, it is oftentimes neglected, but it is really important. In regards to nature-based solutions to climate change. This term we spoke about in the last session. Let's first explain this term by asking this question to Dr. Ahmed Farhan, NCVC board member. What do you mean by this term, sustainability? The term nature-based solutions. What do you mean by it? Of course, the vegetation cover and afforestations are parts of the environment. The atmosphere, the soil, the animals. It's an ecosystem. It's the most important elements of these solutions. So to closely focus on the relationship between these elements, uh, as mentioned, scientific research show that there should be a link between living creatures and the choice of plants. For example, the mangrove can't be planted in anywhere. Certain plants have certain characteristics, and there are some plant types. Therefore, they should be planted in their suitable places. Uh, there are plants that should be planted in a altitude, high level from the sea. So these elements should be linked. It should be linked. This is really important, and this year in particular, uh, Riyadh citizens uh, uh, um, uh, this month and last month they have noticed sandstorms and uh, what happened this year? This year we have noticed a lot of sandstorms. Please let us know what is happening. Thank you for your question. It's a good question. To be honest, the answer to this question it requires to tackle a lot of issues. First thing, we need to discover how the sandstorms are formulated, how they start. Sandstorms normally require two things: a drought soil. What happened is not just this year, even last year we had we had noticed that there was a decrease in sandstorms. We have registered a 60% decrease over the past 20 years. On the 30th of March, January as well, more than 60% of decrease. Riyadh has only had one sandstorm during a whole year. So we link it to the rains and its timing. So if rain is timed well, this helps to decrease the sandstorms. These are the efforts of the ecosystem to to prevent irrigation and to prevent all of these factors have helped decrease sandstorms, and this also affects the quality of life. Yes, sandstorms affect 11 calls of sustainability goal. Sandstorms affect these the quality of air according to the international of a lot of people die due to these sandstorms, and when there's a decrease in sandstorm, there is less dust in air, and this improves the quality of life. And the Ministry of Health also approves of this. Uh, uh, we have noticed many less cases. They say that the MENA region, North Africa and the Middle East, yearly lose 140 or 150 million dollars because of sandstorms. So imagine if we succeed in preventing sandstorms. Imagine the success. So I move to Engineer Albar. People are talking about cloud seeding. People are not aware of this issue, and everyone. And if there is an issue in this regard, what's the story of this program of cloud seeding? The story begins when countries have agreed on the agreements of countries to limit and mitigate that we talk of today as have been the kingdom has, or Green Saudi have focused on improving, on developing the vegetation cover to combat these issues. One of these initiatives is the local program of cloud seeding, that we are on stage 5 of this program. The program focuses on today the program today we talk about increase in the vegetation cover and the sharing of knowledge, and we talk about the fifth stage of cloud seeding in south regions. We talk about long flights. We're talking about 350 hours of flights. We talk about 110 flights, hour of flights in the research. What have you noticed between this year and last year? So the average rain, we have noticed that rain doesn't exceed in the past 5 years 80 millimeters, and this is and this on we based our measures, and the program is handled as a seasonal program or a yearly program. It depends on the location and the geography. We have different cases of today we are still studying the regions of the kingdom to expand the program. I moved to Dr. Talal. We have noticed an increase of interest on the issue of we noticed that it's, let me ask you, it's an open question. Are these regions protected regions? Will they improve the solutions for the environment? First of all, so we can reach this, so we can answer this question. When we talk about the climate change, it's the change for climate and nature as well. We need to handle it in different ways. One of the different ways is nature-based solutions. When we define this, it's strategies of invest in nature and to encourage it to go back to its natural state. In addition to mitigating human effects, whether urban or rural. The fact that the kingdom has selected the protected areas by the we can help nature reach back its original state. And we find that the vegetation cover has prospered, and and the soil is, we see an improvement in the soil as well, in addition to an improvement in the soil as well. So when we talk about carbon sequestration, there are two ways. We talk about carbon capture, which is the capture of carbon through, and this is really useful when it's when there are factories, and it can be near factories to be used. And now when we talk about the other way, which is carbon sequestration, which is the sequestration of carbon through nature-based solutions. Dr. Ahmed Faqih has explained it really well. Carbon sequestration is so when we talk about drought regions, we find that the tree is growing by taking carbon and when its leaves fall to the ground, there are other biological so when the soil is degraded, we rehabilitated the soil. One point I want to focus on is, you mentioned that this year we have noticed a decrease in dust in the air. So people who live within the protected areas, they have started to notice a very large decrease in the dust in the air. One of them actually said, I used to 2 to 3 times I used to wash off the dirt and the dust 2 to 3 times a week, but now I have noticed a decrease. This is due to a lot of causes. Giving the soil the opportunity to grow weeds and plants. Next time we talk about the road of Dammam, and so correct me if I'm wrong. The regions so this can be answered by the people in the Ministry of Environment, but I'm not the source of this information. So by 2030, the land and the water regions data are really important when you deal with restoring the lands. How do you handle this data, whether from how important are these data? All types of any kind of work actually is based on data, and we have a large amount of data about the vegetation cover. We know the local types of plants. We know where they grow. We know the environment, the soil. We have a large amount of information on the soil. So we have a large database, and it's available. It may not be complete, but we rely on it. We rely on it in activities, and one important information, you need data in order to conduct a work. But we're still conducting research to bring more useful information about sustainability or technologies. There are modern technologies to monitor irrigation, and there are some modern information that we need. In addition, that we're not the only one working on this. There are a lot of agreements, international agreements, that have preceded us, and we can make use of these of their experiences. And there are many workshops in the kingdom and visitations. So there are a lot of benefits from these, from the ones who preceded us. And to be honest, in the kingdom, there are a lot of initiatives in the kingdom. So, for example, the Saudi Green Initiative, this is now the talks of many of countries. In my opinion, this is the best solution to mitigate climate change. A lot of international organizations give solutions, but in my opinion, afforestation is the best solution and probably the only solution to solve climate change. Of course, climate change isn't just climate change is natural disasters. A lot of researchers, a lot of experts, in my opinion, the world now is facing natural disasters, really powerful ones and various ones, and we have seen them. Whether a drought or rain, these natural disasters are really powerful, and this is probably this is one of the best solutions to mitigate them. We can't stop them, but we can mitigate them.
سواء في هذه الجلسة أو الجلسة الماضية الكل يجمع على تحول جذري ملموس في السنوات.
Everyone agrees that there is a huge difference, that they notice a huge difference. How do you assess this situation? We've been talking about climate change for 20 years. One expected thing are natural disasters, heavier rain. We have various natural disasters, sandstorms, and the increase in rains and drought. These are natural disasters, and this is a fact that I think it will continue and will even get more powerful, and we would hear more higher numbers.
لا نستطيع إيقافها
We can't stop them,
لكن يجب علينا أن نعمل الحلول للحد
but
من
we have
الانخفاض.
to come up with solutions to mitigate them.
تغير المناخ climate change ارتفاع درجة حرارة المحيط
Increase of the temperature of oceans.
هو التغير الذي يحصل في العالم.
This is the change that we can notice in the world.
الحد لا يستطيع إيقافه ولكن لابد من حد من
We have to mitigate the risks,
هو أهم الحلول لمواجهة.
and afforestation is the best solution to confront it and to combat it.
من الحلول لمجابهة حالة التغير. هذا اللي ما أعتقده. نعم.
This is what I think. Yeah.
مهندس جمعان عطف على
Engineer Jaman,
التغير المناخي
climate change
ربما سيقود لا محالة
probably would lead to a lot of disturbances, a lot of natural disasters. Taking this into consideration, is this taken into consideration in the center?
بالنسبة للتغير
When it comes to climate change,
موضوع العواصف الغبارية والرمال يكون في
on
منطقة
when it comes to dust storms,
كل المؤشرات
there is a decrease,
التغير المناخي
and
في المملكة
everything in the kingdom points out to an increase in rains for the coming centuries.
يعني انخفاض بسيط لكن وجود برنامج إقليمي
But
ممكن نعوض النقص.
but
المهم هو إنه الأمطار
what is important is that these rains, yes, we should exploit these rains, and we should use them
بزيادة الغطاء
to increase to develop the vegetation cover.
مؤشرات الجفاف بالنسبة للتغير المناخي.
Even data on.
طبعا في مناطق ثانية في العالم تتأثر أكثر.
Of course, there are regions across the world that are impacted more heavily,
في الأمطار لكن
but
منطقتنا
our
مؤشرات الآن
region
إنه التغير المناخي ربما يكون إيجابي
says that
بالنسبة
climate change
للمملكة العربية
may be useful for Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
هذه بناء على إيش؟
على
And this is based on what?
projections
Of course, they have projections for the future of climate change.
يكون فيها كل المعاملات كل بما فيها الطقس وعدد
They
السكان
account for a lot of things, the population,
يعني كل اللي يخطر على بالك
everything that comes to your mind, and it can project, it can
العوامل المناخية الحرارة
like the increase of temperature, the speed of the wind,
تصل إلى نهاية القرن.
to the end of the decade.
مؤشراتها احنا طبعا المركز الوطني للارصاد عنده مركز
Of course, the national center has
استشراف جامعه
a working
سووا نموذج
جامعة
الملك عبد الله نعم خاص. نفس تقريبا نفس النتائج
same results
مقاربه لما تم نشره
of what have been previously published.
بعد مشيئة الله
Of course,
المؤشرات تقول في محيطنا الجغرافي
so
السعودية العواصف الرملية
so
مستقبلا
sandstorms in the future.
طبعا هو اكيد زي ما تفضل الدكتور في
Of course,
أحيان مثلاً
sometimes
extreme events ممكن
sometimes it can increase,
لكن احنا نتكلم
like
على
extreme winds, but in general,
هو ان شاء الله إنه سينحصر.
if God's will, it will decrease.
المهندس أيمن
Engineer Ayman,
موضوع التنبؤ بالطقس
uh,
موضوع تحسين
when it comes to forecast,
المناخ هذه المعايير هذه المصطلحات
these terms,
وش تأثيرها على نطاقنا البيئي؟ وش تأثيرها على ما يعرف
what's
بالحلول
their
الفعالة
impacts
لما
on
يعرف
the effective solutions for the environment?
مباشر أول شيء للاستنطاق.
Directly,
لكن
cloud seeding
اليوم في عملياته في توجيه العمليات بيستفيد من
Uh,
كل النمذجة المناخية
cloud seeding is benefiting from
فيها قابلية لتنفيذ عمليات الاستنطاق. احنا اليوم
today
نتكلم
we
على
are
عدة
we
مبادرات
are talking about many initiatives
يكون فيها من تحسين لدقة التوقعات
to improve the accuracy of the projections and the forecasts.
هذه بتساهم
All of these contribute
نقول المفهوم
to the understanding of the meteorology
بنتعايش معاه
that we live in today,
كثير منه بيأثر علينا سواء
and which highly impacts us.
نستفيد من البيانات
And we make use of this data,
وهذا بيعطينا مفهوم أبعد
and this gives us a larger understanding
حاصلة في المنطقة.
that of
في ارتباط
what could happen in the region.
وطني للأرصاد.
أكيد
جميع المراكز لكم ارتباط وثيق.
So all the regions are related, are closely working together,
لكن هذا
right?
سؤال خطر. إذا جميعكم تحتكمون في هذه المسائل.
So all of you
المركز الوطني.
work under the NCVC.
دكتور طلال.
Dr. Talal.
الشرقية. نرجع لكن قبل أود أن أذكر السادة الحضور.
أريد, I want to remind the audience that if someone wants to ask a question, you can scan the QR code
خلفي الآن.
which appears behind me now. You can scan it and ask your question, and hopefully we can answer your question. Sorry for interrupting, Dr. Talal. Of course, it is known that
يعني من قبل تقريبا من بعد تفتيش
that
تمتد على امتداد طريق الرياض
the
الدمام
protected area is
برماح ووصولا
is from Dammam area until
الى متجه من الرياض
إلى الدمام.
الجهة اليسارية محمية الإمام عبد العزيز. تجد انه على الجهة اليسار
You can find on the left that
ما اقدر اقول تماما بس بشكل كبير جدا هبات الغبار وزحف الرمال.
you can notice
اللي يعرف الطريق من خلال
dust storms and
5
winds.
سنوات يحتاج انه يتوقف في اوقات معينه في بعض القطاعات بالطريق لأنه أو يهدي عشان
People
بيمر
would
على
have
الرمل.
to stop
حاليا خلال
sometimes on the road until the wind passes and the dust passes.
السافي اللي يسمونها الهبات اللي تجي المنخفضه هذه تقريبا اختفت وهذا كله
And all of
من
this
خلال ما من تثبيت التربه اللي حدث من بعد الحمايه.
and this is
اللي هي داخل حدود المحمية
happened
تم حمايتها
after
وتم
the
تنظيم الرعي
after we regulated the irrigation and we protected the area. But for other areas, we left it to collect rain. Now it has three seasons have passed, and currently we can see that the seed reservoir has increased. Second year, we have noticed that new plants, and the third year, we have seen that we have seen little trees and weed that have started to grow. So this is called the beginning of big trees. These are all works, consecutive works, and the protection continues, and it lets the environment evolve with time. In addition to the increase of seeds, the production of seeds, this gives the surface of the soil to gives it a chance to improve. And on the other hand, if the soil is left on its if it was protected and left, it can absorb a large amount of carbon. Carbon isn't only restricted to green areas, but it can also the soil can also absorb it. We talk about forestation not just for the sake of afforestation, but afforestation it increases the level of humidity.
تكون الفرص موائمة أكبر. نسبة الرطوبة
The level of humidity, as it increases, the plants can actually absorb the water from the humidity, so it's beneficial for the plants.
ونعطي مثال بسيط جدا على الخدمات البيئية.
We give an example,
مفيدة للنبات وللبيئة اللي هو العسل.
honey. For example, honey, beekeepers,
النبات يزيد من كمية من تلقيحها ويزيد من
they can improve the growth and the work.
العسل، بعد كده يتحول إلى
They take the honey and they use it
يتحول إلى أشياء
to transform it into other things.
متصحرة.
So a deserted land, we start the afforestation,
قاعدة لخدمات بيئية
and
للنحل بعد
and it gives a platform for environmental,
تعزيز الاستدامة من خلال الخدمات
and we can
البيئية
enforce sustainability by transforming the environment to
وهذا بالنسبة لي دائما أرى
an economic.
على الكرة الأرضية ترتبط في مصلحة الإنسان.
So, as I say, the sustainability is always in favor of humans,
لزيادة دخله، زيادة
to to uh, to increase
عليها وهو من
to increase the quality of life, to increase the production.
كم نوع من الاشجار عندكم؟
How many types of trees do you have?
أشجار وشجيرات
We have
ما يربو أكثر من 180.
we have over 180 type.
نركز على الآن زراعته كأشجار.
We're not actually now focusing on planting them. We are focusing on 8 types for now to plant, and because these used to exist, but they disappeared.
لكن العشبيات مغطيات التربة
But the weeds and
تنمو لما توافق
little trees.
يعني نتخيل دائما في كتاب يتكلم يسموه
There's a book called the Mother Tree.
إذا كان في أشجار كبيرة
If there are big trees,
تنمو الأشجار الصغيرة.
the smaller trees would start growing underneath it.
نهيئ له فرصة لما يكون في عندنا شجرة كبيرة
So
100%.
once we have a big tree, we start to see little trees beneath it.
تنمية الغطاء النباتي اللي هو الرعاية وتنمية وتحفيز الفياض والروضات. يعني روضة الخريم ترى هي روضة.
So
روضات منتشرة في
so there are many nurseries in the protected area, and we try to improve it, and
خضراء إن شاء الله تعالى تتمدد وتتوسع بشكل.
if God's will, it will grow.
هو ما نزل بالسوق يعني هو غير معروض للبيع لكن
It is not for sale, but we produced. Beekeepers have produced honey, and they sell honey.
هذا العسل اللي ينتجوه وما شاء الله عليهم
And,
يعني ملتزمين مثلا بأخذ مواصفاتها من هيئة الغذاء
And
والدواء.
they're approved by the FDA,
عملوا على أحد مبادرات وزارة الزراعة اللي يسموها جلوبال جاب اللي هي سلامة الغذاء من
and
زي ما يقال
they-
من المزرعة إلى الماء.
they focus on the quality of the food.
أفضل العسل
It is Talha has the best quality honey, and it exists in Riyadh.
كمصدر غذاء بري.
موفقين ومعانين حديثكم ذو شجن وشجون دائما. على قولتهم سرقنا الوقت. أنا مضطر
I have to thank
شاركني هذه الجلسة.
all of you. We have benefited a lot from your expertise. The time has ended, and we don't have a mic.
أعتذر منك حقيقة ودي والله لكن والله عشان الجلسة. شكرا لك.
Thank you. I thank everyone, Dr. Ahmed Farhan, Engineer Jum'an Al-Qahtani, Engineer Ayman Al-Bar. Thank you.